What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Small Couch Reviews. Back on our base of operations. It's your boy Sam.
It's your boy Joey.
And yeah, we watched Godzilla -1. We are late, but we have finally joined the party, so we got some things to talk about with that one. Okay, so if you don't know, this movie opened to universal praise. It is the latest in the long line of Godzilla movies, starring the titular character. It has nothing to do with the Godzilla versus Kong monsterverse that we have here. Yeah. And this one, Godzilla is a monster. He is a monster terrorizing Japan, and they have to stop him.
He's not a hero.
Yeah, he's not. The backdrop of this movie, it does take place towards the end of World War II. Yeah. And the star of our movie is a kamikaze pilot who lands on an island instead of going to basically crash his plane and die. He lands on an island, because he's like, why would I do this? The war's almost over, all that stuff. But he lands there, and the people on the island are like, yeah, we'll look at your plane. We can't really find anything wrong with it. But while all this is happening, he's on this island. Godzilla attacks. Like, the movie wastes no time. Godzilla attacks.
Yeah, Godzilla is within the first 10 minutes.
Yeah. And, our pilot survives, but he goes home to a war-torn Tokyo, which, had just survived the bombing raids that, we did on them after Pearl Harbor. And then, Oh, sorry. And so the movies, he forms a family, which we'll talk about a little later, but the movie's basically, they're trying to stop Godzilla from basically destroying what little life they have left.
Destroying the main island.
Yeah. And it's shot very well. I heard originally it cost $15 million.
No.
Apparently the director said it cost less.
Just less than 15 million.
And I don't know, the actors must not have been paid, because I don't know, it doesn't
many people in this film too.
It doesn't make sense that the movie looked the way it looked for 15 million, unless we've just been lied to, and all these big budget movies literally go into the pockets and they don't go into the production.
There's no way that we've watched... What was the other movie that we watched that didn't cost that much?
The Creator, right?
The Creator. There's no reason we watched 2 films this year that looked visually impressive that cost less than $15 million. These other movies are $115.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the $100,000 worth of CG?
I don't know. I don't know. Because that's something I want to talk to you about. Because the CG in this was so good, I don't think I noticed it. But I'll let you start, Roddy. Tell us what you thought about this film.
It was a good film. I hate doing this because it just seems kind of like prejudice, but it just felt like an anime to me. The way, the progression, the scene lengths, the getting to the point, the story was just the story was rolling, years were passing within this time frame, and I'm just I like this. We knew our baddie, our big bad was Godzilla. We knew our antagonist. We got a little bit of his weird story, his weird family that he has. That's a random lady and some kid that she.
Oh, you're talking about our main character. Yeah. I was like, Godzilla doesn't have a
family. No. Yeah. Can't tell you.
So I don't know about much. So it's strange because our main character, like we said, he comes back home to Tokyo. His family is gone. Everyone's dead. His neighbor hates him. She blames him because he's a soldier.
And he was supposed to die. He was a kamikaze pilot, so he was supposed to die,
and he came home. Yeah. She's like, you're a disgrace. You're a coward, and all this other stuff because she lost her family. I mean, it was misplaced aggression, but, he felt it. But anyway, so he runs across a person who lost her family in the air raids, who found a baby who lost her family in the air raids. Yeah. So she's caring for this baby that's not hers. Yeah. And then they run into him, and he lets them stay with him. So it's 3 people who aren't related, but they're a family.
They're a family.
It's really it was told very well.
Yeah.
It was told very well, very quickly, which is not easy to do. So.
Right. Like the way the story was told, you have that, but you also have like all the other things that he's dealing with. He's a very dynamic character. Again, with this short period of time, the movie wasn't super long.
No, it wasn't.
You know, but it was like, again, the level of progression made you get his story from experiencing being a soldier that didn't agree with the war in the first place to coming back home after an attack from a monster.
Yeah.
And they do a good job of making it like, no, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, this is crazy that there is a dinosaur. Right. They don't make it like, oh, it's Godzilla, you know?
Yeah.
No, it's like, yeah, that was a horrible... So things that people see in war that they probably can't talk about, you know?
Yeah. And on that point, like, it's always on his face. He's going through some trauma.
Yes.
Between the war and Godzilla, it's like, man.
And so I say all that to say, he acts so well with all that, even with... He doesn't have a lot of lines, but his facial expressions and his body language, he looks sad until he gets the job getting rid of the bombs.
Yeah, so he has a family, then he meets his friends on the job.
He got...
And there's an extended period of time with that where Godzilla's not in the movie, which normally, we would hate. But you're kind of actually, like, the human characters, you actually kind of care. Yes. Actually, not even kind of, you really care. Like, this could just be a story about them dealing with, the after effects of a monster and the bombings, and I think it still would have worked.
Maybe that's what they were trying to get at. The bombings were the monster that destroyed Japan.
Oh, maybe. I see. Trying to get a little. Okay.
So that's cool. I think that's what I was getting the entire time. How, like, this monster literally displaced all of these different people and their different families, and then now he has two groups. He has his family and he has his friends. And then to jump to the end, him and his friends save Japan.
Yeah, man. Which is it's crazy that the governments didn't want to do anything, but I'll let that slide for the movie.
Right.
But yeah, man, like it's like he had a true arc. He went from someone who was legit like, I'm not dying for this nonsense.
Great redemption
to literally being like, I will die for them. Yeah. Like he wasn't gonna die for a war he didn't agree with, and he had all the trauma. But in the end, he was like, I have friends and I have this family that I made. Yep. I'm gonna save this world for them. And it was really good. But I want to talk about the monster itself.
Please.
So when we meet Godzilla the first time, he's actually not that large.
No. I would say maybe 2 stories, maybe like the size of a house.
Yeah, he's about the size of a house. He's not that big.
Yeah.
He's still terrifying. He still kills a lot of people.
It looked that probably looked better than the big Godzilla. I was like, this detail.
Through atomic bombs, because they were testing bombs, he absorbs that energy and becomes the large Godzilla that's big enough to tower over cities.
Ridiculously huge.
He was a combination of practical effects and CGI. And I honestly, I was looking at him the whole time. Yeah. Like, obviously it's not real, right? But I was looking at it and I was like, what part of him is CGI?
Right.
Like, when he has the ability to regenerate when he gets blown up. That's CGI, obviously. Cool, but there are parts of him I'm looking, because when he does something like shoot his atomic breath, all of that is a practical effect. Like the spines on the back of his I guess or those spines or scales, whatever you call them,
or her, because she lays eggs.
Okay, yeah. Godzilla. It's considered I think the director said it's both a monster and a god. And it's the thing is terrifying. But when it shoots its atomic breath, on the back of it, it has these scales that pop up. Yeah, and they charge. It's all a practical effect, and I'm just
so cool.
And it looks amazing. And when he actually shoots it, that's CGI, but it's actually an atomic bomb going off. That's what it is.
That's what made this Goosebumps, y'all. Yeah. Goosebumps. That made this Godzilla stand out for me.
Yeah. When he shot it, the first time he shot it, he just sank a boat.
Yeah.
When he actually shoots it at people in a city, it is so strong it blows up the city, and then it causes a blowback.
And then it's just like,
yeah,
what the heck? You're like, oh, that was a lot of destruction. No, that was a lot of destruction,
bro. Like that right there.
And I'm like,
that. I feel like that would in itself could have cost $15 million. Like I'm
cool,
just like,
but like,
that effect.
cool. Like, were they in Unreal? Like, how did they sit down and really make that city look like it was being destroyed? Like,
Yeah, that's. I just want to know. That again, like seriously, American director or American filmmakers need to. If it really was less than $15 million, there's no excuse anymore. Like I like there's no excuse.
And I hope this is the era when we change that narrative. That good movies don't have to cost $200 million.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. But yeah, so Godzilla itself though, as a character, I mean, it's just a monster, so it doesn't have like this urge to protect. There's not a huge arc for it,
right,
like in the Godzilla and Kong verse. In this one though, he's very funny to me because it's just like so Japan is his territory, but he's
right,
destroying it.
Right.
Like when we first see the big one, he comes onto land, right? And before he even shoots his breath, no one is antagonizing him.
Yep.
He's literally just walking through the city, and then he just starts destroying it like a child. Yeah. There's one part. There's a building that's right here. He just takes the building and rips it to pieces.
Rips it apart.
Yeah.
So picks up a train
yes,
with his mouth, and it's just like, I don't want this anymore. And it is. It's like a baby. Like
it's like a child.
It's like someone watched a baby walk through blocks. It was like, this is our Godzilla.
That's a perfect analogy. That's what it was. That was hilarious. I mean, obviously he was killing a lot of people, but and then he shot his breath, destroyed the city, and then he just left. Like he just walked away, like it was nothing. Man, so yeah, I guess that's to go to say the effects in this movie. They're almost pretty much perfect. I don't think you can get any better than this. So
there's like, if you sit there and we do this naturally, like I'm sitting there trying to analyze, I'm like, yeah, I know that's not a real train.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little too shiny. But
some of the water was definitely, like the waves were definitely CG.
But then it's like, then you're like, I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna enjoy this, and especially for it to be a timepiece. It's kind of a timepiece. It's the past.
Mm-hmm.
It looked good, and the characters looked. It's like you were watching a film documentary. Like like a war documentary. That's a film documentary. A war documentary. Like they did a really good job of putting you in this place with these characters. Like Sam said, I really like the humans.
Yeah, man. All of them.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's so much heart in this movie. Like, the humans are just like, there's not one bad person in this movie. They're all good. And they're like, there's a speech towards the end where there's a doctor who works with our main character.
Yeah.
He says something like, for far too long, humans have treated life like it doesn't matter or something like that. It's like we have kamikaze pilots, we have planes that don't eject. And he's just saying all this stuff. And he's just like, we have to change. We have to be better. And that leads to, basically citizens volunteering and being like, we have to be the ones to stop Godzilla. Yep. So I felt it was really good all around. I really don't have any negatives.
It definitely, and the score that I'm going to give it gets it because of the watchability. I could sit and watch this with my family again.
Yeah, man.
And I could sit and watch this in my house with the surround sound on like 70 and just watching Godzilla be a baby. It's like I would go to that scene and just be like, look at you, Godzilla. And this idea that if this is a new Godzilla universe, will we see Godzilla be the savior that we once knew, or is it always going to be like this giant?
I don't see
it's a monster.
I don't see
it's a terrifying monster that destroys everything, and it's like it just destroys what's in its way.
Yeah,
it's literally walking in a straight line.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and there's this scene. The first time we see the big one when it's in the water.
Yeah,
that giant looked real as crap, son. Like its eyes. Like I was like, wow. Like that again.
Godzilla's always had that human-like face, kind of like it's just like, it's like, hey, I'm a monster. It's just like the eyes. It's like the eyes are squinting. Like, yeah,
I'm
about to fuck shit up.
He was coming. He's coming for you, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, what would you give this?
I'm giving it a 5, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't. I'm really struggling to
Really,
find.
it's really no scene in this movie where I was just like, ugh.
Something I will say, it is subtitled.
Oh
People
yeah,
should know.
it's in Japanese, yo.
Yeah, and it's in so you have to read.
Yeah.
Just a warning. I know there are a lot of people who are turned off by things like that. So just so you know, me and him, we're used to that, so we don't care. But just something you should know. But yeah, man, that's your score. It's a 5 out of 5, guys. So I know we're late. So if you've watched it, please let us know what you think.
Please tell us what you think, because I know we are so late we didn't get to see it in IMAX or D-Box.
Yeah,
or
man.
4DX.
That's another thing, because I saw it was a good movie, but I tried not to read too much into it because I wanted my own opinion. But Jovi kept telling me we got to see this in 4D.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. I was like, what are you talking about? If there is a negative, it's that we did not watch. We watched it on a regular screen because
I could imagine being in the 4DX and like the wind coming on when the atomic the atomic bomb, like that would have been an experience, and it would have made like the heat coming on with the fire in the first scene. Like when he destroys the island.
Oh yeah.
That probably would have been an experience. So I'm thoroughly I want more. I want so much more of this, and I wish the new monster series, or what do you consider them? Kong and Godzilla, the God series. Like I want more of that, but like more of this reality thing where it's like they are not saviors.
Yeah, they're not.
They are. That's terrifying. Mm-hmm. Anything giant animal thing going through a city is not fun.
Exactly. Not at all. Not at all, y'all. But yeah, thanks guys so much, man. Appreciate you watching, and until next time, we out.